Hi, Priest here on Friday, the 23rd. As most of you know, it's one of the other rapture days, but we're not going to get into that. We just got into that the other day. This is going to be a continuation of yesterday's, where we were discussing working out your faith yourself and how that ties into judgment. Here's how that works. The reason why I say do not judge and that we have to work out our own faith in fear and trembling is because that person you judge, you don't know what they're going through. And they need to work it out with the Lord themselves. You can't do it for them. And they could be going through a really hard time. Like you could see somebody out there doing a sin, and they could be a faithful beloved. They could be a follower of Christ too. They could have had, like myself, my wife passed. No, I didn't go off sinning or drinking or partying, but that was my choice. Now, I know reverends, fully ordained pastors, that when their spouses have died, have fallen off, does that make them any less saved or beloved by God? No. And the last thing they need at that moment is you getting in their face or you making an assumption that they're not saved or they're not one of us just because they're slitten, because they made a bad choice that day. It could be something like their spouse told them they wanted a divorce. They could have lost their job. They could have had a loss of a different kind in their family or someone really close to them. And they're doing their best to kind of, deal with that. And they don't need your judgment. I know I wouldn't. There have been things that I've handled poorly in life. And the last thing I would need is someone coming up to me or talking behind my back that, I wasn't a part of the beloved or rendering judgment on me when they don't have a clue what happened. Lord knows that when I had some breakups in the past, yeah, I handled it poorly. I did. When my brother, my oldest brother, passed away, I didn't handle that very well either. Did it make me any less beloved of God or any less a follower of Christ? No, it just means during that time it was such an impact on me that I wasn't handling it very well at all. And I don't need somebody during that time saying things about me, making assumptions and judgments. No one does. Hence, work out your faith in fear and trembling. You have to do it. Nobody could walk in and get me straightened out. No one could remind me that I'm a follower of Christ and that I need to not do these things. It was up to the Holy Spirit to convict me and bring me back. Right? Just like with you. If you went through these things, and I'm not going to be able to tell you anything or do anything to make you stop or make you understand that what you're doing could be seen as wrong or inappropriate. No, it takes the Holy Spirit to do so. And you need to work that out with the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit will do that with you. Okay? So allow the Holy Spirit to work in our brothers and sisters who are also going through these tough times. And it's right there with judgment in that sorry, you need to do it. Okay? You need to work it out in fear and trembling. There's nothing I can do. And I know I've repeated that, but that's the truth. I really want to make sure you get a hold of this because it's important. Because when you don't do that, like if you come in and start bashing on someone who is a follower of Christ and they're just having a bad day or something, you could push them further away from God. You could push them further away from the Lord. You could make them completely turn against everything because you couldn't keep your mouth shut because you just had to judge them. And what do you think that does? Does that make God happy? Does that make the Lord pleased in you? No. So what would? Give them a hug. Pray for them. Wish them peace. Sit with them. Show them love. Because that's how the world knows we are followers of Him. In fact, that's what Christ said. People will know your mind by how you treat each other. So please take that this weekend, because I might do another lesson tomorrow. I don't know. I know Sundays I don't, because I enjoy my Sundays. But take it this weekend and think about that. Take it the rest of the day and think about it, because it could mean the difference between life and death for someone. Because life and death is in the tongue. Yeah, there's a lot to remember and take into account. But I know you can do it. I have faith in you as He does. And I love you. So go in peace. Not just in yourself, but with each other.